Well, there we go. Hello, hello, hello. Back on it. I've been gone for a little bit, for a week, and I will soon be gone. Nah, I'm not talking about that yet, but hi, welcome. I'm gonna just do a bit of chill time, a bit of drawing today. Not much gonna happen. I basically am in the middle of a Third Life 3-parter, so to say. So I'm doing 3 artworks from Third Life. Third Life, if you don't know, is was, I guess, a Minecraft survival multiplayer server with a couple of YouTubers on it, like Grian, Solidarity Gaming, In the Littlewood, Rendog, a couple of people from Hermitcraft, a couple of people from general stuff. But I really enjoyed it. It's over now because it was a hardcore series, and basically everyone died. If you're interested, just search for it in YouTube. It was very, very good. It was a very good SMP. I really enjoyed it for the time that it was around. And they're probably going to do a season 2 at some point, so that'll be great. I look forward to that. But as is with me, with what I usually do when I enjoy something, is I draw something about it. And this is what I'm going to do today. I've already done 2 of these. And actually, I'm just going to move over to the screening of my iPad, yeah. And here you can see I've kind of updated the layout a tiny, tiny bit. And here, meaning here in the corner, let me just get a good sized brush. Here you can kind of see, oh goodness, I'm on the very bad layer for this to illustrate this. Let's just get that a bit bigger. Here in the corner, you can see I've added some tags. And that would be, that's where this kind of art will go. It's where I usually save art, because I don't stream it very often, or I haven't done so far. And yeah, so I post it on Instagram, I put speed paints and animatics up on YouTube. There's some Third Life stuff there, there's some Dream SMP stuff there, so if you want to ever check it out, feel free to. It's also where I have been more active than on Twitch. So yeah, this is the third of 3. I've done 2 other artworks. I can show those quickly. So this was the first one that I did. Basically, the idea of this 3-part artwork series, so to say, is that I do all the different groups, so to say, that participated in Third Life. Sorry if I just knocked my microphone there. I drew all the 3 groups that participated in Third Life that were kind of like on opposing sides. The 3 sides, I guess. One of them was the Renpire, Ren Chanting, Dog Wards, whatever you want to call it, the Red Army. That was what these guys were. So you've got Martin Littlewood, you've got Etho, you've got Ren, you've got Big B and Skizzleman up in the corner. I didn't watch all their perspectives, but I watched quite a few, and I really enjoyed it. So this was the first one that I did, and that was put up on Instagram. And then the second one I did, the idea of these being like in a 3-way, so these guys are pointing kind of this, let me just go on to that artwork. So these guys are kind of pointing the direction, they're pointing left. And then the idea was that, because the layout of Instagram is that way, that you kind of have 3 next to each other. And the idea was that the next one is the Crassel people, as they are called, obviously. B-Dubs, Cleo, Impulse, and Tango. And this was the second one I did. I finished this one yesterday and put that up on Instagram. This one took so long, oh goodness me. It was such a struggle to get it done. Also, the composition was really tricky, and all the poses, because it was the middle one. Hi! Hello! Welcome back! Have you watched Third Life yet? Oh, Third Life is so cool. The Third Life SMP, I enjoyed it so much. And I've done so much fan art of it. But this is the second one I did. It's the Crassel people, and I tell you what, this needs... considering they're all over the whole... Oops, wrong layout off. They're in front of the entire Crassel. I've spent way too long on this background here, considering that they all cover it, but oh well. So that's what kind of took the longest on this one. And yeah, so that was the second one, finished that yesterday. And the third one that I have been working on is this one. All the rest of them, I guess these are the sand people, or the sandalans, whatever you want to call it. We've got smallish beans in the green, Grian with wings. I like to draw Grian with wings. Don't ask me why. There's some people that draw him with wings. I quite like it. He's like a pesky bird. But Grian, you've got Scar, you've got Scott, and you've got Jimmy, who's struggling with the pufferfish on the left. And that'll be the third one. So basically, I've already done the sketching and the line art of this, and the base colour, because that's how I always work on an artwork. I've done the base colour on this one. And basically now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of colouring. Just to give me the motivation to actually finish the colouring, because goodness me, knowing me, I'm not going to finish it anytime soon if I don't just sit down and do it, which I thought, why not stream it? Why not? So what I usually do, I'm going to see if this works efficiently. Oh, hello. Come on, iPad. Come on. If I can split my screen and if the thing likes that. Yeah, seems to like it. I have taken screenshots of all the different skins just to give me... Oops. Why? Ooh, why has it done that? Ooh, it doesn't like that. So, okay, I guess if I go into a full screen... That's weird, because when I go onto the full screen of a picture on my iPad, it still sees... You still see the drawing. But oh well, okay, I'll just look at the pictures like that. I've got all the different skins. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do Scar in like skin color or grey, depending. The way I drew the guys is not... It doesn't really show their skin at the end all the time. But if I thought it was a cool skin, then I did that. Just basically how I have them in memory. I'm pretty sure Green didn't change his skin all too much, so why not? Might just well start, because otherwise I'll just be talking to myself for the entire time. Is that accurate? I think that's pretty accurate. I can always change the colours in a bit. Have I clipping masked this? I have. So all the colours will just go on one layer. I shall do this with a different pen though. And kind of block out the colours. This is, I always find it quite a relaxing but repetitive task, and often takes me a long time to get done. I'm just going to change the hue of this one to go a little bit more red. Maybe more saturated. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, anyway, this is the part that can go quite quickly. But basically it takes me forever to do, because I just do it like in between doing other stuff. But I should probably just concentrate on doing it. Actually, no, I liked the colour of that one before. Yeah, I shouldn't think too much about it. I never really do. Let's see, green hair. Kind of like a sandy brown. Kind of blondie, sandy-ish. That's not saturated enough. This is literally how I find colours, literally just see what works. It can be a lengthy process, and it's not always very accurate, but who cares? Yeah, I think that'll be fine. It's not, it's kind of the darkest, so that's not saturated enough. The darkest hue of his hair, so I like to go for a bit of a middle ground, because I basically do a base layer, which is the middle colour, so to say, and then I do shadows on everything, and I do highlights on everything. Just colour it out. It's just here having chill vibes. What I should do, because you can do this on Procreate, is use the line art layer as like a reference, and then fill in automatically. It will probably be a lot quicker. Lengthy process. So yeah, I think I'm just going to do some colouring. Probably shouldn't be. Oh, goodbye. Nice of you to stop by. Just gonna be, yeah, just gonna be doing this because I won't be long. I won't be around too long either, because I need to not be up too late because I am graduating tomorrow from school. Let's colour in his eyes like this. I always do dark brown for green. I say I always do. I haven't drawn him that much yet. He reminds me of like a Peter Pan character, like the childish face, the mischievous look. So let's give him some. What's the white of the eye? So you've got the pupil and the iris. That's the eye, and then just the white of the eye. The rest of it, don't know what it's called. Don't think I'd even know what it was called in German. And then the teeth. I think I am actually going to set this to a reference. Even though a lot of the line art is cut off, it will save me some time in the end. That's just the question is, I didn't actually name any of my layers. So this is going to be fun. I think this is the layer. Yeah, that's the layer that I'm thinking of. Oh, the wings are on a different layer. So I'm just going to, no, not clipping mask. Merge the wings down. Because that is then, yeah, there we go. His wings are on the same layer as his. Then we shall reference. Click reference. Where is it? There it is. And now I can basically color drop in here, and it'll end up being the color filling out everywhere where the lines are. Is that the right red? It's not pink enough. It's too orange. What about? Yeah, that's a good red. Nah, I feel like, yeah, that's gonna do a lot of things that I don't necessarily want. So that's fine. That's fine. But this is gonna have to be manually colored out. And I don't need to be too precise right now because I'm gonna go over the sides again with a different color when I'm coloring out the rest. So that doesn't quite matter. But I do have to be careful here because I've already done the skin color here. You know, colouring rules, I guess. And all that. I love digital art. It's such a good medium. That's already his top there. See, that was quite nice and quick. I'm gonna do the, because this is dynamite that he's holding in his hand. I'm wondering if I should do that in a lighter red or in a darker red. I think it should be quite vibrant. Yeah, that's alright. Also, another problem, so to say, with colouring stuff out like that is that you often get the edges aren't properly coloured out. That can be quite annoying. I've just seen a little bit of skin that I haven't coloured in yet, so I'll just pick the colour there. And also a bit of jumper that I haven't yet coloured in. There we go. And then I'll just add like a lighter colour, like a bit of a grey, kind of, to show like a dirty white. Grey, maybe a bit lighter, maybe a bit more beige. Yeah, that's better. That fits more to the skin colour, because in combination with the skin colour, you always have to look at the surrounding colours when you pick a colour. This isn't supposed to be kind of like tutorial-y, but I guess that's what it's turning out to be. Right, that's alright then. Oh, of course, green's top part. No, that actually colours in his neck because I have been very sloppy with my line art, so I'm just going to have to colour that in manually. I can see this is going to be a problem throughout the rest of the colouring. And then afterwards, it's going to be the lovely fun part of doing the shading. I wasn't sure if I saw something in Scars there. Yeah, it'll be... Actually, first I should do the background. It should have like a bit of a background like the other ones. I'm thinking like the Crassle, not the Crassle, the sand mountain. The mountain of sand. Did they have a name for that? Pride Rock, kind of. Yeah. So what's next? I'll do his shorts next. They're kind of a grey. Yeah, that's good enough. No, I don't think I can actually colour drop them, because it's cut off. And then the wings, I'm thinking kind of white, but not too hugely white, so that they really so that they're that vibrant and bright. I'm thinking kind of similar to the TNT, not too grey either though. Is that a good colour? Yeah, I think that fits with everything else. It kind of should have a bit of a yellow tone to it because the background's going to be a bit yellow. I sound like I totally know what I'm doing. Disclaimer, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just like to pretend and talk about it. But Third Life was a very nice series. I'm actually really tempted to do an animatic of Third Life. But I'll have to see, because I'm going on holiday soon and don't plan to be doing... I plan to be doing a lot of drawing. But the drawing that I'll be doing there is like original character drawing. I've also just realised that this wing clips through his arm, which is not very good. Oh, look. It also... This is what I mean when you colour fill in, it doesn't colour fill in where the lines are. So it's always good to double check, and because you can sometimes see then see through to the background, which is not necessarily what you want depending on the background that you have. Right, just do large scale colouring out. I wish I had a bigger brush, but this is actually a really good brush for really blocky colouring out. It's a default one, it's Studio Pen on Procreate. But I do sometimes wish it could go bigger, although I've got fairly large scale. Paintings. So the idea of this, because like I said, what we do on so the YouTube and the Instagram channel that I have on screen here is one that I have with 2 other friends, and we have originally the idea was to have original characters in there, like gonna be an art place for original characters, but I started just putting everything that I draw on there, and a lot of what I draw recently is fan art, so that's been going on there. That's kind of become the main thing. But when I go away on holiday, that's going to be back to drawing original characters. They're going to get a huge redesign. That's the plan. Oh, we've been looking forward to this for weeks. It's basically us shutting ourselves away for 2 weeks so that we can talk about our original characters, talk about our story that we're writing. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be so lovely. So I leave on Wednesday, and then from then on it's going to be no streams for 2 weeks, I'm afraid, because I'll be without... Well, I think I'll have Wi-Fi, but I'm going to just voluntarily shut myself away from the internet. So this has to be finished by then, I think. I should put this on Instagram, and also maybe speed paints on YouTube before I leave. That would be quite cool. But if I can't get around to it, then I can't get around to it. There's no... Shouldn't judge myself on that. There are a couple of other things that I want to do before I leave. I still have to pack. But then again, I do have time. I've got quite a bit of time. Right, colouring out the rest of the wing here. Make sure I leave no red spots left over. I do need to figure out how to draw wings. I find it quite tricky. Now I'm going to quickly put that one away and go back to the full screen, because what I'm going to pick now is what he's got here is shoulder pads, and they should be diamond, like diamond armour. And I'm just going to cheekily kind of pick that from a previous artwork, because they all have the same colour. They're all wearing diamond thing. Oh yeah, also, I'm just going to quickly colour in the... That's actually quite dark, so I am going to change that a little bit. Although all the paintings so far are pretty dark. So I might have to make this one dark. The idea with this one, so on Dogwarts you've kind of got like embers burning. And on, and for the for the Crassel you have, you've kind of got like snow falling and a whole blue aesthetic. So with Dogwarts it's all red. With the Crassel it's quite blue, the aesthetic. It's actually too blue, speaking of too blue. No, I don't want... I shall remove the reference now, I think. But, yeah, the Crassel has this whole blue aesthetic. Darn it, I'm so... There we go. Speaking at the same time as drawing and trying to think about what you're talking about is difficult, I must say. But anyway. So yeah, the Crassel has a whole blue aesthetic. And the Dogwarts is like a whole red aesthetic, so I'm going to use a third primary colour as the whole aesthetic of the Sand People, which is yellow. They're surrounded by sand. So I thought that would be quite cool, like have 3 primary colours as the base. And you've got like burning embers on Dogwarts, you've got snow in the Crassel, and here I'm thinking of making like a sandstorm with like sand particles flying around. I hope that'll look alright. Let's just get a bit of brown in there. You know what, I'm just going to colour pick the brown from Scar and play with that. Desaturate it a bit and all that. I'm going to make that a bit darker because we need a bit more contrast. There we go. Oh, there's still some particles in there that I haven't quite coloured up. There we go. I think I go way too much in detail when it comes to drawing digital art, because you can zoom in infinitely, basically. I could zoom in onto the tiniest, okay, not infinitely, but that's as close as I can go. And it's, yeah, I can very easily get lost in the details, make sure every single particle is correct. What they say you should do is not zoom in too much, and it's also a reason why I don't actually record my screen for time lapses. I use the Procreate built-in recording software thingamajigger, so that it automatically records what you're drawing without you moving the screen around. Hold on, let me just show what that is like for those who don't know. Time lapse replay. So basically, it's just a video. I wrote down in the corner there for what I wanted all the people to have, and then yeah, this is literally what the video could be if I export it. And it's just no movement, it's just the paint strokes that because otherwise I'd be like zooming in, zooming. But no, it's just very stationary. And I think I'd give people like a headache, like motion sickness, if I did that in a speed paint, especially if it's sped up. Right, so I think that's green done. And before I continue, yes, what I was going to do is show this quickly, because I did this on a stream not too long ago. It's the follow emote. So if you're watching and want to give a follow, this is what will come up on stream. This is what is viewable now. If you no longer have the default, it's this, and this was I have actually cropped it off at the bottom there, but ignore that. Imagine that's not there. But this is what you see when you follow, and I did the sketch for this. I'm just going to play it. I did the sketch for this on stream a couple of weeks back, and this is it all coloured out. I'm quite happy with how it turned out. I love the bouncing hair when she's kind of settling there. It's quite cool, and I love like the little shiny eyes. I think it's quite cool. I really enjoyed doing it. The colouring and especially the line art took forever, and I was losing hope in it when I was doing the line art because it didn't look half as good of a sketch in my opinion, which is always difficult because you've got so many more chances, so to say, with the lines on sketches. You kind of have to find a middle ground of all the best lines of where you want it to go through. I don't even know what I'm talking about. What am I talking about? Good question. Anyway, so that is the follow animation. If you drop a follow on stream, that's going to come up like that. I'm really happy with how it turned out. If we want to look at the singles things, they're all kind of cursed. Until she said that's quite a cursed one. And then the hair, she starts waving and the hair kind of goes with her. And then she waves back and forth. And then she goes forward. This is also quite a cursed one. And this is, I think, the most cursed one. She looks, I don't know what, she's like she's in her own world. She looks like she's about to sneeze. That's what she looks like. But then she falls back into her hair and goes. So yeah. That's what the follow animation is now. And I'm really happy with that. Oh, we've stopped on a cursed one. Anyway, file is invalid. I'd like to delete this file. I've tried to delete this file. It hasn't really worked so far, so... Anyway, back to where we were. Hello? There we go. Who should we do next? I think we can do... You know what we can do? We can change these dogs. This is going to be a very quick one. Desaturation brightness layer. Let's just completely desaturate this. Or... because I'd like these dogs to be grey. I'll do a little bit sandy. And then I'll kind of do the... I'll put this layer on alpha lock because I don't actually need to add another layer to this. I'll kind of make the dogs like different shades of grey, so that you can kind of distinguish between what is still the same dog. So I'll just quickly do this. Shouldn't take too long. Probably helps if I've got my brush up on the largest size, but you know. That would be way too easy, wouldn't it? So basically what I wanted was like a whole flood of wolves. Because Joel had loads of wolves with him in the last episode of Third Life. I didn't actually watch his perspective. I think if I'm going to make an animatic, then I'm going to go back through lots of episodes to decide what scenes I want, if I want to take some audio from it, because that would be my first time doing an animatic without audio. And I kind of had the thought of doing an animatic to Everybody Wants to Rule the World. That would be quite cool, I think. But yeah, no promise of that's going to happen, because I'm probably not going to do it in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Or like start it in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and whether I'm still as interested or as hyped about Third Life as I was back then, who knows? Maybe I should leave it for the second season of Third Life to come out and then make a whole dramatic thing about it. Oh, look. We're missing some stuff there. Some colouring out. There we go. Let's alpha lock that again. So that's pretty dark dog. I'm gonna do one more wolf that is that colour. I think I'll do this wolf. I could, I guess, use a brush where it is bigger and still flat. Like an airbrush is usually not a bad idea, but then you don't have the precise. It's very covering, but you don't have the precise edges. So I'll go one darker for this one in the background here. Just to kind of like, the dogs aren't going to be very detailed because they're not the focus, and I think they're actually going to kind of, I don't know, it's difficult because they're the line between Joel and everyone else. They kind of separate Joel from everyone else. I've just realised that probably wasn't a very good design choice. That might annoy me in the future. Oh well, there's no going back now. But I kind of want them to melt into the background a bit more. We'll see how that works with, like I said, them separating Joel from everyone else. And I'll do this wolf as well. It's kind of just a clump of fur by now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of make them disappear into the sandstorm. There's a bit of colouring out missing there. There we go. That's a bit irritating. I'm just wondering how. I'll just make it up as I go along. Usually, what happens when I draw, if I'm being honest. I think I'll leave that dog at the front. This one might get lighter. Oh, you can't actually see. I'm pointing with my fingers. That's not very helpful. Because you obviously can't see my hands. You can just see where I'm drawing. You also can't see the Apple Pencil of mine that has a piece of washi tape stuck on the back. So that it signifies that it's mine. I found out way too late that you can actually have your name printed on your Apple Pencil, which is quite cool. But I didn't know that existed, so I didn't. And yeah, here we are now. I'm going to make this dark. Oh, hello. We've got a bit of outlining that I forgot to erase from Joel's base. This is what happens when you kind of have a selecting area. There we go. Goodbye. Ooh, just erased the wrong thing there. I'll also colour out this here. I think this wolf can stay the colour that it is. Oh no, I should not erase really. I shouldn't have gone over the lines here, because I didn't know what wolves will stay. But it's easily fixed. I must say, that's horrible colouring out there. I think that's because of the alpha lock. There we go. Let's see. I think this wolf here right at the front can go a shade light, maybe? Or is that the lightest shade that we want to go? So what's the... Is there a huge difference between these two colours? It's fairly large compared... Oh no, actually. Compared to all three. So I'll do this dog and the one front bottom on the more right side. I'll do them the colour of the initial background, so this one as well. And then the one right up front I shall do in a bit of a lighter shade, but only ever so slightly. So we don't want to overdo it. They're going to get lost in the sandstorm anyway. Maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I'm sure just a bit of. Yeah, just a bit of radical shading should do the job just quite nicely. Right, just make that a little bit lighter. And in fact, I think here I can do that. No, my line art has not been good enough as a gaffer line there, so I'm just gonna colour it out like that. This is quite good actually. This actually gets me to do this in one go. Because usually I just then like, oh wow, I have the kind of, how do I explain this? The there's just German words coming to mind right now. I'm having a real, my brain has just gone to bed. It said no, I want to stop working. This is not happening anymore. Catherine, you're way too overwhelming. How dare you use your brain this much? When you're drawing, you should switch off. Not use your brain this much. Goodness me. Especially after you've had all the line art. But yeah, basically, that's usually the state that my brain goes into. After I've done all the the sketching, which is quite difficult, and then the line art, which also requires quite a bit of attention and concentration. Then just to the colour, literally just throwing colour everywhere. Which can at times be boring. I just think like, wow, okay, I don't need to concentrate on this anymore. I can do this whenever. It doesn't matter when I do this. I can do this on a quick train journey. Or like part of it, obviously, not all of it. I can do this while waiting for my lunch to heat up or something like that. But I never do it in one go, which means that it usually takes forever to actually get done. So it's a good excuse to just sit here and bite through it, I guess. Bite through this step of the piece. Yeah, there we go. They're all different colours now. Right, I think we should move on to... who should we move on to next? So we've done green. Should we do Scott next? I love Scott's colour design. So I'll combine these down into a group. In fact, I shall rename this group to green. And this group to Scott. So I at least kind of know what I'm doing. And clipping mask it. And this is where we get out the... If my iPad wants to... Yeah, there we go. There we get out the thing again. No, I don't need to buy any followers, but thanks for offering. I don't need to become famous. Especially if it means paying. I don't... Oh no, I don't need to do that. I'm alright. I'm just happy here, chilling. But I kindly ask that you don't continue... that you don't continue asking that. Thank you very much. I don't need it. So the skin that I'm choosing here for Scott is his Yellow Life skin because I think it's an awesome skin. And we only got him in his red skin very briefly. So that's what I'm going to do. And I tell you what, I've actually already done quite a bit of colour picking for this one. Do I still... No, that's the wrong one. I don't actually know why this is out here. This should go into my other folder of finished artworks. Yeah, I did it for a drawing here. Where just after Jimmy died, I thought of Scott all alone in the hobbit hole. It was quite sad. And then you've got Jimmy's reflection here. Poor Scott has lost his husband kind of thing. The hobbit hole has become a lot quieter. I had a good time doing it. But anyway, I've got a good amount of Scott colours here. So I'm just going to quickly pick and place them. I could make a quick... I think I actually might have made a palette. Puffy, Ponk, Double. Nope, I didn't, but I'm going to make a quick Scott Third Life palette. That'll probably be quickest. So, let's just zoom in on the boy. New palette. And we'll do Scott Third Life. And we'll do hair. And flowers. It's going to be very simple. The coat, the jeans, and is that it? I guess I could do the shoes and the shirt. Don't forget the shirt, of course. Is that the same yellow? Yeah, I think that's the same yellow as there. Is that everything? I think so. That should be fine. Don't need the different shades, really. And we'll... Yeah, that's the default. Perfect. So, let's just block in his hair. He's got such amazing hair. I love the style as well of his Minecraft skin. It's kind of a very vibrant style of shading and everything that not a lot of skins have. And I think it's yeah, I really like it. I really like his skin. It's a really cool skin. So I'll do the little yellowy particles. I kind of saw them as flowers in the hair, and I think in one of his videos he kind of said that they were particles, so I'm going to make them particles now because I think that's also really cool. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure if he said that or not. Missed a thing there. Oh, no, actually, I think that's a bit of the line art. So now I need to find Scott's line art. I think that's it. That, like I say, I focus way too much on the details. Oh, I'm such a mess. Oh, hello. There we go. Bit fiddly, I must say, but we're good. I think they're quite cool. Ah, it's like he's got petals or embers flying around his head. I quite like it. And do his eyes as well while I'm here, because they are kind of the same yellow. We've got this yellow that is repeated in quite a bit of his outfit. Don't need to stay in the cut in the things there. I'm going to do his sleeves here. I know that's not how sleeves work, but who cares? That's kind of how he has it. Right. And yeah, it's a bit creepy, isn't it? Just the glowing eyes. I'll do his skin next. Now here's again where I need to be careful. I should have probably done the skin first and then the hair. But oh well. I feel like I'm cheating a bit by using a colour palette that I'd already figured out. That's fine. I already did the work previously. Don't need to do it again. Just got to be careful. Like, I've already messed up there. Ah, also the eyebrows. Make sure I don't colour. Ah, darn it. Note to self, do the skin first and then the hair. I was just so excited by his hair, because I think his hair is so cool. I really had a lot of fun designing his hair here, because previously I'd drawn him from the front and not from the side, where you kind of get the most idea on how the hair works, and I'd only ever designed it there to function when you're looking at him from the front. And so I never really thought about what it would be if it was kind of offset. So I really enjoy, and I also wanted to keep it like different from everyone else's hair. Like at first I had a design that was very similar to how I was going to draw, because I drew it with Scott first, how I was going to draw green. I was like, no, especially if these two at the back and they're a bit smaller. Yeah, I didn't want them to look the same. I didn't want to have a same face syndrome problem with these two. I'm just going to colour grab Grian's eye, because I like to use the same white. Is that actually pure white? Oh, that's pure white. I didn't mean to do pure white. I meant to do just kind of like a bit darker than pure white. Wait, what am I doing? It's just, yeah, no, I'm messed up there. I meant to colour in Grian's eyes. That's too dark. Maybe I should use the pure white. Oh well, I'll do it, why not? I don't usually, but I guess I will here. Oh, I missed a spot. A pixel, again. Once again, perfectionism coming into play. I should maybe draw a teeth part. Like I did. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. Again, I should have properly just coloured everything out with the skin first. Note to self. I'll do that differently for the others. No, I didn't need the yellow. What am I thinking? Whoop. Now, how do I want it? Because I don't actually have any lines to guide me here. It's quite tricky to find the eye shape. I'm just gonna make that bit. Not quite, nope. Darn it, why am I struggling so much with this? There we go. And then just a little bit of white there to kind of... There we go. Kind of give the illusion that there's a proper eye there, even though there really isn't. And often I go through like a line on the eyelashes of the hair colour. Okay, so we have skin. That's actually very desaturated. That's like almost the colour of Grian's wings. I don't quite like... After all that colour picking, that is just really quite unfortunate colour picking. That's, I think, is too dark, but somewhere in between. Yeah, I quite like that. That's quite a good colour. Didn't change... Oh, that did change the hair a bit. Let's just not change the hair, please. Yeah, that didn't change the hair. But did it give me a weird line? It did in the hairline. It did kind of a bit here. But no one's going to see that. I shouldn't be too caught up on the details. Is that okay? Yeah, he's going to be in a standstill and he shouldn't really merge into the background. Right, quickly colour in the hands. Also, okay, that's a very weird hand. But the way I decided to do hands is just so you've got the pointy finger. The index finger. Pointy finger. The index finger going out. I'm still not too chuffed with this skin, I must say. Oh well. But the index finger is kind of like, that's usually how expressive hands are, that the index finger is disconnected from all the others in that sort of sense. So I decided I'm drawing so many characters. I'm drawing, what, 13 characters? And, no wait, hold on, maths. 5 plus 5, 14 characters. And I was not going to draw hands on 14 characters. That's what I decided. And honestly, it's a lot more fun drawing hands like this. They can be quite expressive. You don't have to think about every single finger. And just by looking at it, you kind of get the gist. You know what the hands are doing. Like that hand's on Scar's shoulder. That one's holding a sword. That one's pointing out. I'm probably moving the canvas way too quickly to properly see what's going on. Right. How's that? Are you happy with that? I'm not happy with the skin colour, man. I'm just going to finish colouring the skin colour and then we can just have a fiddle. I'm going to select it all and then I'm going to do some colour shifting. So, this is what we're going to do. Do some proper colour. There we go. No, that's not the colour his face is going to be. That's the complementary colour. What we're thinking, more saturated. That's probably not bad. Yeah, I like that a lot more. I'm going to leave it at that for now. That's already done a huge... helped a lot with that. Make me feel happy about that. Right, then we have this for the top, I think. Was that for the top? Yeah, the trousers are a lot darker. And then... ooh. He's also just got shoulder pads. Also with the, like how I drew arm, it kind of also depended on the skin of the person. Like Scar especially, he didn't wear any armor, so he's just topless. Joel here, his pose didn't really fit any armor. Neither Scott nor Green have actual chest plates, they just have shoulder pads. Jimmy here has a full chest plate, because I thought you could get like the S. Well, that didn't help because I was on the wrong layer. But you can get the full S on his top there, because I'd also never have any idea how I should depict Jimmy, because he's basically in a Captain America really tight suit, and I don't really want to draw that. You know, how Captain America's like is weird body armor that is there for the attraction of those who are attracted to Chris Evans's, if you get what I mean. Weirdly sexualizing superhero outfits, basically. And I didn't want to do that with Jimmy. So I think what I'm going to do in the future is just draw him. If I draw him again, who knows? Maybe I'll lose interest on the Third Life SMP or any other SMP that he's part of. And be just like, nah, I'm not going to draw him anymore. But yeah. That's the cool thing about drawing. You can draw whatever you want. Especially if it's just a hobby like mine is. Just do it for me and for no one else. But yeah, no idea how I draw. Maybe like with just a hoodie or just a t-shirt. I think I drew him with a t-shirt with an S on it when he was in the water, his ghost. How did I draw him? Let's turn around. Yeah. Ooh. T-shirt with an S. And I think that makes it recognisable enough, if you ask me. That's the main thing, just keep them recognisable. And yeah, that's also the cool thing about Minecraft skins, is that you can very easily, you can do whatever you want. You can either be like Jimmy, someone in a Captain America uniform, or you can be just a normal dude in a red jumper, or you can be a dead muscle guy. I mean, I don't know. Or like my character, you can be a sailor. And you're all in the same world, but all these different characters. It's awesome. I love it. And so much character design possibility. I'm just going to switch on my desk light because it's getting a bit dark. So much character design possibility. So the fan artists can have such a cool field day. It's so fun. Where was I? I was in Scott, and his top is the lightest. Ooh, that's a bit of a large brush right now. Just be a lot lighter when drawing on it. Very gentle. Now these are quite non-sandy colours, I must say. You definitely belong more in a flower forest, Scott, than you do in a desert. I think that's where you'd enjoy to be anyway. If that's where you put your hobbit home. I don't know what belts I did here. I'm just going to assume that this is part of the top. Because sometimes I do multiple belts, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do no belts, like with green. Yeah. And then just say maybe a black belt, almost black. So darker than the trousers. Don't think brown would be very fitting here. And then we choose the trouser colour. Ooh, almost the same colour as Jimmy's. That's a bit off-putting. It's Jimmy's base colour. There we go. And then all we need to do is the diamond shoulder pads. Don't know how much protection they'd actually give, but I kind of wanted to add to kind of, with some characters, show that they do have some armour, but also not hide their entire skin with armour. There's some characters that I did more with, and some less. In the thing, I kind of just took it as it came. If they had a very simple top, or I didn't quite know how to do the top, or, you know, like with Jimmy, I just give them full diamond armour, and then have the colours of their skin poking out on the side. I'm going to just steal the brown from Green's tunic here. I hope this doesn't really like put dampen. I might actually. I've done brown binds so far, but Scott is stylish, so he can have kind of like outfit matching dark blue ones. So another case of I could have done an X strap like I did over green. I don't know how well they'd hold if they were like under the arm like that. Probably hold better in an X strap, but kind of didn't want to cover up. I tried it and it kind of basically went right through this middle stripe that I had on the shirt. And I didn't really want to cover that because that's part of his skin. So yeah, they're all armoured differently. Scars was a conscious choice. Conscious choice. Doing that. Now, how am I going to do this bottle? Is the question. This splash potion of harming. I think, or should I do poison? I think I'll do poison. Let's do a greenish liquid in there. An icky green liquid. Actually, that's way too pretty. I should make that a lot less saturated because otherwise it'll look like a luck potion. Let's just fully colour that out. How am I going to do... I think I'm going to do this in more of a cartoony style where you can't see through the glass, because otherwise it would be too much of a faff. I'm going to choose this blue, make it a lot lighter, a little more towards the greens, and yeah, it's a fair colour for some glass. Oh no, I've just made my brush very small. There we go. And then the thing at the top, the cork, can be... Should it be brown? I don't really have any brown in this part of the painting. Or the artwork. I'm just going to make my brush a little smaller because we're getting into some details here. Again, concentrating on the pixels, which I shouldn't be, but you know. Yeah, I don't really have any but I guess we should pick up some brands somewhere. Like, have it evenly distributed, not in one place. Why not? And, oh no, not quite. That's not quite got done, because we can see some, there we go, some cyan in there. Yeah. I had a bit of trouble. They're kind of like, there's points where I feel like they are floating. Like, if we don't have any Scott in this area here, in this gap, but I wasn't sure where his legs would go. So I'm just going to hope that it's not going to be very visible from the outside. Right, so who are we going to do next? I think we should do Jimmy next. And clipping mask that. Also combine down into a group. Rename that group Jimmy. And you know what, while I've got this colour here, I am immediately going to colour out this water. Actually, I should probably do a whole new layer here, where I have the water coloured out. Because then it'll go over the lines. Because I've got the pufferfish, Jimmy himself, and the bucket. No, and the water as well, even. Well, Jimmy has four layers. Just for himself. Everyone else has one. Jimmy's a special boy. He gets 4 layers. He deserves 4 layers. There we go. And then I'm just going to lower the opacity or set it to multiply or some sort of other layer effect. And then that can be, oh, that's going to be interesting. Wait, that kind of goes over there, right? Yes. And then there. Yes, kind of ish. This pufferfish is the derpiest thing in the world. I had so much fun doing it. The sketch is even derpier, but I won't show that right now. So there's some water, and I shall kind of fiddle around with it later, not multiply. What were we thinking? Screen maybe, and then lower the opacity. That's good for now. And we'll start on a Jimmy. I'm going to do the pufferfish first. I'm just going to go away there and do the pufferfish. Or the bucket with the pufferfish. Have a bit of grey for the bucket. Is that grey enough? Maybe a bit darker. Yeah, I think that's alright. And again, I can do everything here because it's the first colour that I'm using. And then the pufferfish can be like yellowy, I guess. Not the same yellow as Scott's, maybe a bit more orange, but and also less saturated. But kind of like goldenly. Like that. I'm trying to remember what colour pufferfish are in Minecraft. Can I make the spikes a different colour? No, I'll make them all one colour. He's so derpy. The pufferish of peace. I'd also like to add, it's completely intentional that everyone else here is looking pretty badass in the whole painting, or even all 3 paintings. And then you've got Jimmy. I thought it fit. We can't all look amazing and cool. Yeah. I was just looking at Green's bottom of his wing. I wasn't sure if I liked that. I kind of like how it goes in there. I'll figure that out later. I think that's a pretty good colour of pufferfish. Don't you think? Right, I shall now find me a Jimmy. I think he's at the bottom here. There we go. Now these aren't very satisfying colours, must say. So what I'm going to do is... Actually, I've also drawn Jimmy before, so hold your horses. Have I got a good colour of the Gymmeister? If I just get rid of that. Do I like that? The very saturated colours that I used there. I'm gonna start again. With him. So that means just get out what I had before. Some inspiration. Although his skin colour is also very saturated there. Right, let's... Oh, I was going to start with the hair again. No, don't start with the hair. Why did that not... Oh, for goodness sake. No, I think that's too pink. Just experimenting a bit. I don't want him to be the same colour as the outside. I'm going to make that a bit darker and make him a bit more tanned. Actually, I should probably choose from green and then go from there, because I want him to be more tanned than green is. I think I'll use that. Not as tanned as Scar though. Kind of sandy colour. Yeah. Scar can then have a bit more of a reddish hue to his skin. We'll have to see how that looks with hair. I might actually do that right now, because I've got the colour there. What would his hair be at? Wrong direction. I'm just trying to find a hair colour that would suit the skin nicely. It's going to be quite a dark blonde. I think it needs to be more reddish. How's that? Actually, that doesn't even need to be too dark a blonde. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Use that as a blonde. Oh look, we've got a scar. There we go. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do with scars. Because, come on, he's called Scar. You're going to have to give him scars, right? I guess just like do them a slightly darker hue than the skin colour. Right, what we got next? I'll do the white of the eyes and I'll just colour pick again, even though it's just pure white. I feel like that's going to be too bright, especially because we've got a lot of teeth from Jimmy as well. That's a lot nicer, that's a lot easier on the eye. Should I do that with everyone else? Or is that just not going to fit? Yeah, no, it's going to look very dirty. But since Jimmy's got more tanned skin, completely white eyes will be very intruding on the rest of the colour palette. Is that alright? There we go. I always have trouble with the eye form. I like drawing eyes like this, where I'm not actually doing the entire surrounding the entire outline of it. But, and there's a but. Actually figuring out the eye form when you're colouring it out is quite a difficulty, I find. Oh, hello. I have messed up. There we go. Get those shiny white teeth. And then I say a bit of pink for the gums. Is that good pink? It's a bit bright, a bit light. This shouldn't be too obvious. It should definitely be like different than the skin colour. I think that's alright. I might make the side bits a bit darker because they're further in the mouth. How about that? Yeah, doesn't look like he's bleeding out his mouth. I think that's alright. Yeah. Right, dark brown eye colour. Or like a kind of like a desaturated brown. Oh, I think that's pretty spot on already. Cool. Right, next I shall, I think, move on to the top. I don't want it to be too close to the colour of Scott's top, right? I think that's alright. I might push further. No, I shouldn't actually. That's close to squat. Darker maybe? Yeah, I think that's alright. Yeah. Righty-ho. Colour that out. Oh, do we have a bit of a missing... There we go. That's fine. Bit of a missing pixel. Again. Make sure all pixels are correct. I've got a 2000 by 3000 pixel. I've got 2000 by 3000 pixel drawing area, so yeah, that's quite a lot of pixels. That's 12 million, is that correct? If my maths is correct. It's a lot of pixels to be trying to draw. Now this is where I have to figure out. I regret not doing the lines. I'm still meant to do the lines for that. I'm just going to kind of allude to the fact that there's going to be a shoulder thing there, or maybe do it a bit more kind of going over like that. I think that's more like it. And then make sure, literally, I was going to say make sure don't do what I just did. Make sure not drawing into the area of the skin, which is literally exactly what I did. And then the idea, I thought I could kind of add the red and the white to his cuffs here. Actually, I should do the hands first, shouldn't I? Oh no, wait, don't draw out the lines here, because that bucket has already been coloured in. And obviously the S needs to be white. It's like he's a mix between Superman and Captain America. So you've got the big S on the front, but also the stars and stripes of American patriotism. I guess the S stands for solidarity. There we go. Precision work here. No, not quite. Oh, messing up. Right, so the idea was that I do a bit of white and red. I'll choose the white from here. Might as well colour in Jimmy's S here while I'm here. Bum 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 bum. So the stars and stripes. The stripes. There's not going to be any stars here, no. The stripes of the outfit are going to go on the cuffs here. I think that's reasonable. He's got like a top on that has stripy cuffs. The paintbrush is way too big for this. I'm going to steal the red from green so that I can reuse that red, kind of. Although I don't like that I've gone over the line there. Right, I'm going to have to steal the red from green again. There we go. Hopefully it's not too saturated and too noisy and loud, overpowering everything else in the in this part of it. No, I think that's alright. I think that's fine. I don't know, I keep forgetting that I shouldn't go over the lines. Man, colouring out is difficult. I'm going to allow myself to go over the lines a little bit here, because they're not that important, these lines. Not like they're defining the shape of the arm or anything. Okay, we have... What I am going to do is give Jimmy a dark belt. Oh no, he's got a brown belt, doesn't he? Oh, this is actually part of the outfit. Not green, not green. That's not green, that's red. That I accidentally picked. Man, colours. I can go over again here. What colour should the trousers be? I think like a darker blue than that, so they're just more easier to ignore. Yeah, proper jeans colour that is. Proper. Real proper, eh? There we go. And now, oh no, I'll quickly do the brown of the straps here. And then we've just got a bit of diamond to colour out In hindsight, probably shouldn't have coloured out the S first, but oh well. Right, let's just steal the diamond from Scott here. Now here, Jimmy, like I said, has got pretty much full diamond armour, apart from the helmets that they're obviously not allowed to have. You know what would have been funny if I'd drawn Techno, I was going to say. No, Tango, not Techno. it would have been funny if I'd drawn Tango with a helmet on, considering that's how he lost, I think, his first life, if I'm not mistaken, because he wore a helmet, which is against the rules on the Third Life SMP. I think that's a pretty cool rule. I think they did it so that the skins would be more visible. Don't quote me on that though. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a trick that we haven't done in a bit, in a hot minute, and reference this because, oh actually no, I can't do that because we've got Joel's hair here that is stopping us. So I'll go back to Scott. No, not Scott. I'm doing Jimmy at the moment. And I'll do this from hand again. I always forget that the reference and then the colour drop feature, which means that often the drawing time is a lot longer than it needs to be. That kind of works. Maybe a bit further along and then down. Yeah, and then I'll do this, I guess. Oh, you know what I should do is erase this area, because this is actually not going to have anything in the background. Right, is that okay? There is a bit of blue from the top that wasn't properly coloured in. There we go. Actually, I could have colour dropped the top here. No, I couldn't have because I didn't do the line art. Note to self, do proper line art next time. I guess I could have combined all the line art together, but don't know how well that would have worked. I'm just going to close this because all we need to do is the diamond stuff for now. Oh, I've got crumbs in my iPad. Serves me right for watching YouTube while eating. Or snacking in front of it. Also, where I watch Disney Plus, I watched Loki recently. That's quite good. I do like me some Marvel, and I do enjoy that Marvel's coming back. Although I'm going to say it now, Loki's going to fall in love with the female version of himself, and that is frustrating because we don't need love and romance in every flipping series that we have. Also, we don't need to have it that there's a male and then there's a female on a screen and they have to fall in love, or there's like a 99% chance that they'll fall in love. I quite like that. He is very surprised. And there's such a big chance that they're going to fall in love. I've just realised that I haven't actually cut it out this hand yet, so that's totally going to happen right now. But yeah, it's just a bit... I really hope that they don't become Marvel. I hope it's Disney and Marvel kind of subverting our expectations again, because we obviously expect them to get together. And honestly, if Loki's going to go out with someone, it's going to be himself, or a version of himself, right? But I really hope that doesn't happen, because that'd be just so frustrating. I've got a lot of layers already. I might have to do a bit of merging of the layers, if you get what I mean. I don't actually know how I'm going to do that as well. Might be able to merge the... Yeah, I'll be able to merge the base layers with actually. So I'm going to combine that down. And rename this group to Scar. Right. So here's the question. Are we going to go for Scar in normal skin tone, or are we going to go for him in grey? I think it's going to have to be normal skin tone, because otherwise he's just going to get washed away with the wolves, with the grey of the wolves. So let's just have a looky at what his skin tone is. and kind of, I think I'm going to go with a reference from Jimmy's. Make him a bit redder and a bit darker, I'd say. How's that? Oh, that's actually already pretty fine. Pretty fine. Actually, that's pretty spot on. I might make it a little bit darker. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to colour out everything on him. Because he's basically just topless in this series, which I find hilarious. This is going to be a very quick colouring job. In fact, you know what? I could have just literally... You know what I'm going to do? Oh, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Hello? There we go. Not going to colour everything in? There we go. That's the base colour. And you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm just going to alpha lock this and actually delete the clipping mask. Right. So, brown hair for Scar. Always keep that as a reference. Bit more, actually less reddish really. Just very dark. Less saturated, I'd say. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just still a bit too red. Yeah, I think that's the one. I'm gonna make it a bit darker in contrast to the guys who are kind of blonde. I've got fairly dark blonde hair, but maybe not too. No, I'm just thinking because Joel's got very dark hair. Because I'm thinking of doing Joel in his red version, although he's very desaturated there as well. You know what? Ooh, shouldn't scroll up too far, otherwise there's me doxed. I've got pictures of myself on this iPad. Right, well, doxed face reveal basically, unintentional face reveal. Oop. I've got a way too big a brush for this detail work. I had so much fun with, oh, that's his ear. I had so much fun with Scar's hair. I was trying my best to kind of get that suave thing. It's very desaturated on the screen actually. It looks like he's got almost black grey hair, but believe me when I say that it is actually the correct brown that I was looking for probably a more accurate representation of the colours. One would have to wait, or you'll have to wait for it to come out on the Instagram, or I guess the YouTube, and then just check it out. Speaking of YouTube, I've also started saving these streams on a VODs channel called Katie Rowe VODs. Because I can only keep these VODs up for 2 weeks on Twitch, so I might as well upload them onto YouTube. Because there's nice memories in them. And I think it's a bit shame if these were just kind of like lost forever. So if you feel like it, if you kind of want to catch up, I haven't streamed much yet, but there'll be more on it. Katie Rowe VODs. Ignore the miss. The miss is only there. The Miss Katie Rowe from my channel name, my Twitch channel name, is only there if there is no, or if Katie Rowe was taken. If it wasn't available. Because my Minecraft username is Katie Rowe, my YouTube account that I do plan on actually uploading stuff to is Katie Rowe. What else is Katie Rowe? I think that's pretty much it actually. So, what are we thinking with the scars? We're thinking a bit of lighter skin. Just ever so slightly to kind of like accentuate them a bit. Is that even visible? I'm going to try on a bigger scar, hold on. Does that... Do scars look lighter? How do people draw scars? I can't quite fathom. They're pretty cool, aren't they? Yeah, I think I'm going to do it lighter. Because either lighter or darker. I'm really having an actual brain fart right now. Because scar drawing reference. So there's some darker. Depends what kind of scar you want, or the body type that you have, I guess. or how fresh they are, I guess, as well. So, on darker skin, scars seem to be lighter. I guess it's a style thing as well. Oh, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to check what I did for a previous drawing. I'm currently on my phone, so don't mind me. I did them darker. But I think they look a lot fresher when they're darker. I don't want scars to kind of look fresh and kind of like scary, like if he's just been in a fight. Just kind of like, because Scar's such a cheerful person. You can't really imagine him being horribly wounded and battered. So these are like old scars I had a long time ago. Don't know the lore on Scar. There probably isn't any, but there's a reason why he's called Scar. I don't know. It's a very good thing that I've seen a lot of artists do, is draw Scar with scars to make his character more recognisable. Because he has taken on so many different personas, so to say. He's been a wizard, he's been Indiana Jones, he's been a mayor. What is he now? I guess he's just a businessman now, isn't he? With season 8. But basically, oh goodness me, look at the colour difference between green skin and Scar skin. But that's completely valid. People have different coloured skins. Wow. Who knew? Who knew? And there is no normal skin. There is no special thing. It's just skin. Right. Just colour in these little details. This is probably going to be the quickest. And then all we've got to do is Joel. And then I think we'll be pretty much... Well, then we... Not pretty much, but then we will be done with the colouring out. And I'll have done it in one go and not like spread over an entire week. And I will have been able to get a lot of work done on this piece actually. I started this yesterday, so I'm really happy with how far I've gotten. I'll be quite intrigued to, after this, see how long I have worked on this so far. Because especially with when you've got so many characters in it that you have to do line art on and goodness knows what else. Got any more scars? Nope, that's all the scars we have for Scar. Let's colour pick from Jimmy. There might need to be even darker. Just trying to find the right colour for the eyes so that they don't look too... that's a bit too grey actually. I'll choose something that I had before. Don't want them to look dirty. Honestly, yeah, I might have to go with what Jimmy had. Because you've got Green's wings in the background that just like look a bit dirtier, and you know they look a bit dirtier like in contrast to Green's eyes. So if Scar's eyes, so to say, are like grubby like his wing, like Green's wings, then that will make his eyes look very dirty in comparison to everything else. Because this is actually a lot darker than the pure white that Green and Scott have. What are Scar's eye colours? Are they green, or is it always... Oh no, don't Google. I would like photos, please. Scar's eye colour. Yeah, they are green. But should we make them red in light of this skin? Good question. We can try both. So what if we make them green? We don't have a lot of green in this. I don't think we're going to have any green in this picture at all, really. So it might be a better idea to just use the red. Just to kind of highlight that he is evil. Evil Scar. So evil. Not quite done. I'm going to give him some brown trousers. Brown like his hair. And darker belt or light? Darker belt, I think. Yeah. Aber, speaking German in the middle of an English sentence. Good, but only slightly darker. Just so you can kind of see the difference between what is trouser and what is thing. That is his hand. Is that his thumb? I don't understand my own drawing. Yeah, I think that's his thumb. So that's the only bit of clothing that we're going to see on Scar. And that's him already done. Right, final character. Let's go on to Joel Smalley Beans. Combine town. Rename this group Joel. And clipping mask. Right, what I'm going to do immediately is his sword. And once again, I'm going to steal the colour from one of the swords that I have here. Might have to get rid of some shading. Where's my Rendog? There's Rendog. Oh, actually he's got a netherite sword, so I probably shouldn't take it from Ren. I'll take the silvery stuff from Ether. There we go. So, I wanted to also diversify the weapons that they use, because we had a lot of swords in Dog Wars, and I thought that was actually quite fitting because you had a lot of aggressiveness in that party. Gonna make it a bit of a darker handle, and then a brown actual handle. Oh, don't colour in what you've already coloured in. That's kind of like my go-to for swords. Quite desaturated, not actually taking up much attention. Do I have the other side? I don't. He's holding it right into... Oh, whatever. Don't even know what I was doing there. So, what I'm going to have to do actually is Google smallish beans skin images. Yeah, that's the one we're looking for. Let's just screenshot and crop. Because I'm not in the end going for his Third Life skin exactly. But I'm going to use the red strip in his hair, but I think the rest... Oh, don't go too zoomy out. Oh, I wonder what photos that show. He's got lighter skin again, so I'm going to go Jimmy and then a little lighter than Jimmy. Maybe a little more yellowy. Actually, maybe not even lighter than Jimmy, but just more yellowy and more desaturated. That, to me, looks like quite a yellowy skin tone. I think that's good. Let's just... Oh no, that's already on full size. Let's just colour him out like that. Oh, I was gonna go full ham on the colouring there again. Completely erasing all the progress I had made. Come on. There we go. That's all the skin that the dude has. Next, I'd say hair. And that's very reddish hair, I'd say. So I'm going to go with scar and then make it more reddish. That's already quite accurate, actually. I'll try, hold on. I'd say a bit darker and less saturated. Maybe a little bit darker. Well, it looks purple on screen. But trust me, it is not purple, it is red. Yeah, I quite like that because it's nice. It's different enough from Jimmy's belt so that you can kind of tell the difference. Yeah. And then I'll make a red strip in his hair. Hopefully it won't contrast too much with the reddish tone of his hair. Right, this is where we go smaller, but not very small. Smaller again. Don't forget the eyebrow. So I make the eyes red as well. What did he have here? Yeah, he had very red eyes. So I think I'll do that. He went crazy with his dogs in the last episode. Goodness me. It's quite scary. I watched Martin's perspective, first one on that. And he was chased by Joel for quite... Him and Ren were chased by Joel quite frequently. And the way he just... the way he just called out to them is very, very creepy. Very creepy. There we go. And there's the rest. Right. He's also got very messy hair. This is kind of like him in his very crazed phase in this drawing. So he's kind of got very messy hair. Sending his wolves to annihilate. I was trying to kind of like composition wise make all the three tie together in a way where you've got Ren in the first one pointing out. Here you've got it kind of like makes an M, an overlapping M a bit if you have them all three next to each other. That was the idea, but yeah, if that doesn't really come out in the end, that's fine. Do 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 do. Give myself a bit of a help line with the line out on this one because it was very sideways. I need to get rid of that green. It was very sideways eye side on. So I thought I might just make the line there. They've all got very white teeth considering they live in a desert, where I imagine you get quite a bit of sand in your teeth. Maybe that cleans their teeth, having sand in your teeth. I don't know. I live in a landlocked country, so I don't. Not a lot of also a landlocked country that isn't a desert, so you know. Don't have a lot of sand around here. I'm once again going to steal the red from Green's top. Green's green. Ah. Words hard, right? Who invented words? Is that kind of like the red that he had? He had a bit of a darker red, so I'm going to go more burgundy. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Darker. Not bad. There we go. I'll go for that. Why not? Ba-dum-bum. And I love Mario Galaxy. Such a good soundtrack. Childhood. Full of childhood. Red eyes. And then we just do the rest of his top, which is a white shirt. I'm going to use the white of his eyes. Actually, no, I'll use the white of Green's wings. The quote unquote white. Because that's already pretty white in comparison to everything else. And there's no need to worry about it being so close to Green's wings here, because there's going to be shading that will differentiate it well enough. There we go. Now all we need to do is find a right brown for the top. I'm going to go from Jimmy's belt here, and then maybe a bit lighter. But keep it desaturated, I think. Probably too light, actually. Actually, yeah, I'm going to make that darker. But not too dark, oh, for goodness sake. Being way too reckless with the colour choice here. I think that's alright, yeah. I'll go for that. And again, Joel here doesn't have any armour on, because the pose wasn't really very good for it, and also, yeah, I didn't need to show his skin necessarily, but I thought that would be fine. Ooh, come on. He used to have Shrek skin, didn't he, Joel? Because I see a lot of old videos where he's got Shrek skin on. Now I'll tell you what, if he had a Shrek skin now, I don't think I'd be drawing him. Because I've got a friend who has a Shrek skin, and I had tried to draw him once, and oh my goodness, it was so bad. It was so bad. It was only a small, quick sketch, but I had such difficulty with it. I started off my drawing journey by drawing animals, but it's been so long, and I kind of have only just improved. I've only improved in drawing people. So I'm like still at my very initial level when it comes to drawing monsters or anything that hasn't got human features or normally human features. Which explains also why I don't draw Technoblade as a pig. but a person with pig attributes. Anime guy, you know. I'm part of that. I'm part of that version or group of Technoblade artists. Are we finished? I quite like how the blue is more top heavy, and then we've got kind of earthy colours with Scar and Joel kind of going further down. I'm quite happy with that. I'm gonna then, my next step usually is to do the background and then kind of some general shading around and setting the whole mood, putting entire clipping layer on top of all the characters. Like I have, for instance, here in Dogwarts. So this layer I've been switching on and off. Kind of, here's their normal colours. Doesn't really fit the mood most of the time, really, does it? And then switch on the colours with a bit of an add layer. Gives them have them plunge right into the mood. And I'm going to do that. Do the background a bit. I'm not going to do it as detailed as I did the castle because, goodness me, I do not have the nerves. Yeah, we're going to go from that to the other one. Don't know if I'm going to stream it. I'm probably not, because I've got a bit of train journeying to do. That I can do it all. I can do a bit of drawing on the train, and I'm not going to live stream from there. Don't think it'll end very well. Especially because off the train journey that I'm going to take goes through a fairly like an internet hole, so to say, where there's not a lot of Wi-Fi going around. You often lose connection. It's like the 5-minute place where I can't even go on Instagram. But yeah. This is what we've got so far. I'm going to probably continue it and maybe even finish it off stream. Because this was all just very spontaneous. Thought, oh, you know what, I'm going to do some colouring and I'm going to do it whilst live streaming. Why not? But I like drawing on live stream. I think it's quite fun. Also gets me gets me doing stuff and finishing stuff. Getting some stuff done, you know. And yeah, so I'm glad I got this finished. And if I don't live stream with this piece again, you'll definitely see it on Tales of Everyone as soon as it's finished on the Instagram account. It'll definitely be up there, because that's the first place usually artworks go when I finish them. Or alternately, you can go on the YouTube account Everyone, and there you'll find probably a speed paint of all 3. I might do that, I might not, but I think it would be quite cool if I did that, because I haven't done a haven't uploaded there for a while, and won't upload there for another while because I am going on holiday. So I'm planning to do a little bit more gaming before I do. I might stream on Sunday. I'm meeting up with Felix, well, digitally meeting up, as we're going to play some Minecraft together. Might stream that, might not, we'll see. Felix is the guy that we did the last stream on, in a bit of building, had a bit of a building time on a building world, and that's probably going to be the last one with him for a while because he's going off for a bit. But yeah, so might do a bit more building on there. Not 100% sure if we're going to do it though, so bear with us. And I'd like to stream one more time before... Oopsie. I've just switched off my iPad. So I tell you what, since I'm kind of outroing here a bit, I'm going to just move on to here. So I can actually switch off my iPad. So yeah, I'm probably going to... I'm going to see if I stream on Sunday. It'd be quite nice if I could stream on Sunday. Might do on Monday or Tuesday, but from Wednesday onwards I'm gone for 2 weeks. And yeah, but when I come back, hopefully I'll get more into a consistent stream schedule. Although some holidays are basically here, right? So my dad and my brother are taking time off, and I'm going on holiday with some friends soon, and then I'm going to spend a week at home, and then we might go off for another week. So we'll see. Play it all by ear. But yeah, next stream probably Sunday. That'd be quite cool. We could do some more Minecraft building, because I like Minecraft building. I like drawing. I like building on Minecraft. I like hanging out with friends on Minecraft, which is probably what we're going to do. So feel free to stop by then. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Nice of you to drop by. on this account. I don't know if I should raid anyone. I'll probably wait for a bit. I'll probably stream a bit more before raiding. And try and figure out some people that I could raid that stream around this time. Because if my brother's streaming, obviously, or if someone I know is streaming, I'll obviously raid them. No one's streaming at the moment, so I think I'll just let you go into the wild world that is the internet. Thank you for stopping by, greatly appreciated. And I'll see you next time.